All right, let's go. We got exciting news across the board today. Look who's here. This is a little gift bag. Look at this shirt, dude. Forgive me, I've zinned.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet, huh?
No. I've never seen any of your cars. The PPF, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful. Olive green. Look at that smile. Give us a little smile, Kev. Come on. All right, Kevin's here right now. This is what he just picked up. You hit the lottery, you want a scratch off, right?
Yeah, you gave me a loan.
Yeah, I gave him a loan on a scratch off ticket that I won, and so now he's looking at this Turbo S. Thing's absolutely ridiculous. Super clean car. He's gonna go drive it, see how he likes it. But this car is absolutely beautiful. I wasn't here to showcase this car, but this is effectively a MSO color, PTS, MSO, McLaren Special Operations, olive green 750S. Absolutely insane. Massive MSRP, $449,000 MSRP. It is personally the highest MSRP on a 750S that I have seen. It's also a Spider, meaning it's a convertible. So we'll talk about this car in a little bit, but he's here right now, just pulled up with some friends to look at this Turbo S and potentially take it home, so we'll see. Dude, it sounds ridiculous. It sounds and looks ridiculous. This is what happens when you have too much money, man. Look how good that car looks. Dude. That sounds, dude. And I already know he's, you guys can't hear the pops from here, I bet, but that car sounds absolutely ridiculous. That car is just phenomenal. Little ordeal on the Turbo S. So if you guys watched last week's video on the Mustang, the only reason I was able to get that Turbo S is if I sold Patrick the Mustang. So it was a dealer trade. It was the Mustang and I give him cash and I get the Turbo S, but that was the only way that he would have sold me the Turbo S, was that way. That was literally the only way. He picked this up recently. We helped him source this car. He traded in the Urus for it. The Urus is obviously one of the best specs I've seen as well. Matte paint from factory, just absolutely fantastic. But this car is just absolutely gorgeous. It's pretty crazy, yeah?
Yeah, because I couldn't find the horsepower numbers for this. It was either 800 or 1,000. 800. Yeah.
Yeah. Which you could do
it's
it.
Not wheel, right?
I think it might be, bro.
Is it?
It's all-wheel drive. That's why it like pulls.
It's all-wheel drive, but I hit it over there and we still spun.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be wheel.
I did a second gear pull. Yeah. And it's still spun. And I mean the tires are cold, but yeah. Because this says what, 325? Though?
Yeah, I think so.
335.
335. Sorry. It's pretty sweet.
I love it. All right. How many monies?
What is that?
I didn't know if this came off the car. It didn't look like it.
What the f***? Where did you find this though?
So we heard metal clank, and then he thought something fell off the car.
Huh.
But it doesn't look like it is.
Dude, I got no idea.
This looks like part of a wheel? No. Tail light lens.
No. Well, they think it came off this Turbo S, but I don't think so. I think it's random scrap metal they found in the street, but like, I thought it was for the cat at first, but it's not. I looked
No. This is like...
It looks like a cylinder head. Like the... You don't think so? A corner of it?
No.
I mean, you want to try to match it with the car? It's right up front, but I don't know. But they don't know. They don't know if that's from the car or not. I don't think it is.
No.
Hey, I got Kevin here. He wants to buy this Tech Art Turbo S.
Okay.
Could you have a second to pull up what you want to sell it for? I gave you the stock number. I'm putting him on the phone.
My dad, it's my birthday, so remember that.
Happy birthday, dude. How old are you, 27?
29, dude.
Jeez, you're getting old, bro.
I know.
You're catching up to me.
I know, I'm almost dead.
Catching up to me. Hey, I own it for like $2.25.
Yeah.
Can I make, can we do 232.5? That's $7,500. I don't think that's too greedy on that car.
Yeah, that's fair.
232.5. That's $7,500 profit. That's all.
Okay.
That's it. That's a skinny deal for Kevin.
All right.
All right.
Thank you,
man.
sir.
See you guys.
Bye. All right. Turbo S is sold pending approval. 812 GTS is sold. We're gonna go showcase that in a second. He was looking for a super fast at first, so a super fast would just be what a coupe is. But I had a GTS. His price was kind of similar to where coupes would be, so I was like, you should just consider it, look at it. But this is it right here. This is the one we made a video on as well. Blue with the brown interior. GTS, so it is a convertible, stock car. There's no exhaust, no anything on it right now. He's gonna pick that one up, which is amazing. So he'll grab that. Ecom's gonna grab the 992 Turbo S The car sounds absolutely wicked. I don't know if you guys could hear it popping when he was driving it, but it just sounds incredible. And then we just got this in. I'm happy. I haven't seen this car yet. This car is pretty sweet. So this is a 2019 GTS manual transmission car. These are some of the most fun cars that you can buy for under $100,000. This car is absolutely dialed in as well. Has a roll cage, manual transmission, has 992 sofa seats in it, Apex wheels, has an exhaust. Car is just absolutely phenomenal. So we're gonna go get back to work on a few other things. We're gonna close out the Turbo S, we're gonna close out the 812. We have everything else that we need. So waiting on the banks to get back with us on that, and we'll be good to go. All right, so Kevin's gonna take the Turbo S right now. I have no problem with him taking it. So he's just gonna take it and then we'll wait back and I'll just bring him his plates. 750S, you have to go in for an oil change. He just said 1,500 miles on the car. Sad that it needs an oil change already, but hey, it is what it is. It's what happens when you buy $400,000 cars. 812 GTS, that deal will get wrapped up. We bought a few cars today. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys. Again, all through social media, dude. So if you guys are buying or selling, hit me up, please, please, please. Bought this today. This is a Coyote. Single cab, lowered wheels, exhaust, just a cool little truck. They sell really well in Texas. It's a good market to have those trucks in Texas. Next owner of that car, guarantee you, throws a Whipple supercharger on it, does something with it, does something absolutely crazy, puts it on slicks, who knows. But really good starting point for these cars. It's just crazy. You buy a single cab truck stock that comes with a Coyote in it. It's just unheard of, absolutely unheard of. Jeep Trackhawks are still sitting at over 6 figures in 2026, pre-owned with miles on it, and everybody wants to know why. Behind me here, we have two exceptionally rare examples, yes, rare examples of Trackhawks, and I'm gonna explain exactly why these are still well over $100,000 a piece. So we have this 2021 green metallic Jeep Trackhawk with 7,997 miles for $118,000. And if you think that that is out of this world crazy, well, let me tell you about its brother right here, the slate blue metallic one. This is also a 2021 Jeep Trackhawk, as mentioned, finished in slate blue with only 2,331 miles on it, priced at $125,000. Now, what makes these cars exceptionally rare, like I was saying, is the fact that not only are they very unique colors from factory that way, it's also that 2021 is the last year produced of the Jeep Trackhawk, as well as the ownership history, mod history, and the production number history on these two units behind me. Here's the thing, if you go out right now and shop for Trackhawks, or if you have shopped for Trackhawks, you're going to find plenty of them in the 80s and the 90s, and you might look at the ones behind me and say, why are these so much more money? The answer is simple. If you take a better look at the cheaper ones on the market, you'll notice that the majority of them are rebuilt salvage titles, modified, or just absolutely beaten to death. I would almost argue that 70% of the Trackhawks on the market have an extensive mod history where they've just been absolutely abused, are either rebuilt salvage titles, have a ton of different owners on them, or have a ton of miles on them. And these SUVs make 707 horsepower from factory. It's the same engine that's used in the Hellcat, but in an SUV. So by nature, people are going to launch them, they're going to track them, they're going to tune them, they're going to do all these things to get their most out of their car, and honestly, as they should. But some of the people, like these collectors out there that are big Mopar heads, want stock, clean Carfax cars that have never been touched or treated improperly. The other interesting curveball that you get with these cars is that Jeep never came out with a production numbers list on these cars, and they never came out with a production number list by color either. It is said that there's only 820 Trackhawks produced in 2021, and that is for worldwide. So that's including Canada, that's including Mexico, and that's including the US. But specifically on the ones behind me, green metallic year after year is the rarest color, or one of the rarest colors that you can get on one of these. Hence why we've never had one before in either color, and also hence why they're extremely difficult to find. You'll see a lot out there with black, gray, silver, white, all colors that we've had in inventory before, but we've never had ones of this caliber or in this color. In 2021, again, on a purely hypothetical basis, just studying the forms, it is said that only 12 came out of the factory in this year in this color, which by nature would make this car rare and exclusive. And if we go over to the slate blue one over here as well, it is said that only 62 came out of the factory in 2021 in this color. And it's an extremely rare occasion that we get 2021 Trackhawks in that are stock with good ownership history, good service history, and extremely low miles. You mix those all together and you do indeed get a rarity like the ones behind me here. But even from a brief Google search or a cars.com search or whatever platform you use to go shopping on these cars, you'll see a ton of 2018s posted. You'll see some 2019s posted. It is not all that common that you see 21s for sale, again, in the condition as the ones behind me. But you might be thinking, what's the big deal with Trackhawks versus something like a Durango Hellcat, which has the exact same motor in it, but is a bigger, newer SUV car? What is the craze behind Trackhawks? Well, it was a limited edition run, and the Durango specifically, they said that the last year was in 2023. And this is what's funny about the 23 Durango specifically. Supposed information, alleged information, but it is said that Dodge received a lot of class action lawsuits because of the Durango Hellcat, because they said the last year was 2023. We were selling some of those cars for the 120s, the 130s, and then they came out with a 2024, and then they came out with a 2025, and then they came out with a 2026, and the new Durangos with the Hellcat motors, you can actually buy under MSRP now because they are absolutely mass produced, which is a sad thing. And as a consumer, if I bought a 23 thinking that it was the last year for that car, and then the automotive group came out and produced more of those units, I'd be pretty upset too, because you're buying into this hype that they're not going to come out with anymore, and then they do, which in my opinion is wrong, but that's my opinion. Everyone is welcome to have their own opinion as well. But the Jeep Trackhawk specifically, this is the only product from Jeep, labeled from Jeep, to come with that shared Hellcat motor, which is another reason there is an exclusivity factor to it. But it is also a fact, Jeep Trackhawks with rebuilt salvage titles, with true miles unknown because they've been ratted out, all of these cars are still selling for $70,000 to $80,000 just because they are a Trackhawk. But in 2021, as mentioned, it was the last year, but there has never been another rumor that they might come back with these. Jeep hasn't talked about it at all. The only thing that you can get with a 8-cylinder motor right now from Jeep is a Wrangler 392, but that of course is not nearly the same cars as these are behind me here. But let's just take a quick look at this car, and then I want to ask you guys some questions. I want your feedback on them, and I want to know, are these worth over $100,000? We have sold numerous examples over $100,000, obviously rare, low owner, low mileage examples to get that sort of number. But this one's kind of crazy because of the ownership history. This is a one owner, clean Carfax car. As you can tell by the interior speaks for itself. You could obviously tell that this car has been meticulously maintained. But of course, what separates this from a regular Grand Cherokee is the meat and potatoes under the hood. So if we open this thing up, you'll see obviously that glorious SRT motor under there. And of course, this does have a little catch can on it. I do have the factory one, don't worry. This is called preventative maintenance for mods. Stock airbox, stock pulley, stock everything else. And just look at the motor of this thing. This thing is absolutely pristine. And then of course, we get the exact same emulation on the green one right next to us. That glorious Hellcat motor in a family-sized SUV with Jeep badging. But the one thing you'll notice if you look closely inside both of these cars is this bar, this club. Even though these cars sit inside of our warehouse that has a full security system, every Mopar product receives that exact crowbar on the steering wheel. And what I have always failed to understand is how they were able to come out with a product, I think from 2015 or 2016 all the way to 2023, and there is still massive security concerns with these cars, which is why so many people opt in for a security system and a kill switch and all that different sort of stuff, because the majority of these CDJR products are not immune to getting stolen. And with a Google search or some sort of Reddit search, you can find out how you too can also do that, which I do not condone, obviously, but I think it is sad with little research and only a little bit of knowledge, CDJR products, specifically with a Hellcat motor, are vulnerable to being stolen. And pretty much no product is immune unless you do get some sort of kill switch or IGLA system, some sort of external security system. But again, my question is, when they first started coming out in 2016 or 2015, whatever that year was with the Challengers, how did we not figure out a way to strengthen that security system year after year after year? You hear stories about 2024 TRX is still getting stolen, and 2016 Hellcat still getting stolen with the exact same security system. Kind of sad if you ask me, in my opinion. If I had to guess, the people that would buy these cars behind me are people that would keep super low miles on them, not drive them in necessarily sketchy places. It is a sad reality that that dealership group has not figured out how to strengthen the security system for their clients when they're spending $100,000 plus on a product. Take a Demon 170, for example. You could option those up to what, $147,000 on the MSRP, which are now selling for $200,000 for some specs, and they still are at risk to get stolen. Makes absolutely no sense. But I do want to know, what is your thoughts on these Trackhawks behind me? What do you think of Trackhawks? Are they worth over $100,000? And again, this is purely hypothetical and opinion based. You're more than welcome to comment, no, they're worth $10. They're worth whatever. But the reality is that these cars do sell well over $100,000 and that these examples will be sold here. And do you think that I even can mention rarity on something like an SUV? And if you don't, I want to know what considers a car rare then. But we're gonna go inside, film some other inventory, but I did want to show you guys super special examples of two Trackhawks behind me that you don't get to see every day. especially with low ownership history, 1 owner and 2 owners, no modifications besides an aftermarket catch can, which is a solid modification to do. No performance gain, just helps the overall health of the vehicle. And again, with of course a clean title, clean history on them as well. All right guys, that is all for today's video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, next week we will be at Barrett-Jackson in West Palm Beach, and we're gonna be trying to buy a lot of cars. We're gonna try to break some more records purchase-wise, spend over $1 million per usual, but we also have 3 cars running there as well. And if you watch any of my previous videos, you know that Barrett-Jackson is full, no reserve. So if a car sells for $1, it sells for $1, tough luck. We're running 3 cars there. Each car is worth well over $250,000, $300,000. So we're gonna see what those numbers do. But if your post notifications are not on yet, make sure you press those post notifications because you are not going to want to miss these auction videos. I'm telling you, they are the most fun videos to watch and the most fun videos to film, in my opinion, and a lot of the audience agrees as well. So if you don't have post notifications on, make sure you turn that on. If you're not subscribed, press that big fat red subscribe button. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you're most excited to see in these next upcoming auction videos. We'll see you guys in the next video. Let's go.